Good morning! Woo! That is just not enthusiastic enough. This is the last day of the ASAP orientation. At the end of today, you will actually be an official ASAP student, which is really, really exciting. We have a lot of fun stuff planned for you today. Don't worry, you will not be singing and dancing. All right, nothing like that today. But at the end of today, you will be going home with a $104 Metro card, and you will be going home with hundreds of dollars worth of textbooks. So it's like a game show. So what we're doing today is, you might be wondering, who are all of these wonderful ladies on the stage with me? Because the guys are late. The guys, well, we have one guy. He's on his way. These are some former ASAP students, some grads. You might remember a couple of them from earlier yesterday or on Monday. And we also have a couple current students. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a little Q&A. You had to write questions on these index cards. I have a lot of them. I'm sure there's some inappropriate questions on here we'll get to as well. But we're going to try to get through as many as we can and answer a lot of your questions you might have about QCC, about Queensborough, about college in general, about the transfer process. So let's get this show on the road. I'm going to introduce myself to you all. I am Danielle Izzo Buckner. I know a lot of you in this room. I registered a lot of you in this room. And those of you who didn't register, I've been seeing your faces, seeing you sign in. And for about 60 of you in this room, I will be your student manager. So we'll get to hang out today after lunch, which will be pretty cool. So let's introduce the ladies on the stage. We'll start all the way down at the end, and we'll just move across. Come on up to the mic, honey.
Hi, everybody. My name is Christina Enriquez, and I am a former ASAP leadership. And I am now going to be going to John Jay College pretty soon, next week. And I hope you guys enjoy the great experience that ASAP has to offer.
Woo!
Hi, everybody. My name is Eve Johnson, and I am an ASAP alumni, Cohort 2. And I'm starting at Hunter next week. Yeah, I know. Going to major in creative writing, and ASAP has been a wonderful experience. I did leadership here. I was on like an ASAP advisory board for like a semester or two, and it's been a great opportunity, and you get a lot of benefits here, so take advantage of it.
Hi, my name is Yvonne Gonzalez. I am from Cohort 4. I recently graduated from QCC. And I'm going to Hunter in the fall for childhood education. For childhood education and English language arts. I was actually part of the ASAP leadership program too. We did an AIDS benefit. We won over $2,500 for a charity, and trust me, ASAP is great. It's a great, great program, and you guys are lucky to be in it. So.
Hi guys, I'm Stefanie Jerome. I am from Cohort 4. I am going to Baruch College next semester. I'm studying business communications. I was on the leadership team. Same as her, we did the $2,500 for AIDS. I also won the continuing transfer scholarship for ASAP, just to let you guys know. I won, I'm not saying for me, I'm saying for you guys. We have a transfer scholarship. I won that, and I'm also a spokesperson for the program. I don't know if any of you guys have been in the ASAP office already, but there's posters in there that I'm on. So
she's on buses too. She's on buses.
She's famous.
And she's like this.
Yeah. So just let you. Just let you know, this program. I know everyone's going to tell you the same thing over again, but this program is definitely probably the best thing that can happen to you in college. It's the smartest choice, and it's good to see that a lot of people are recruited, and I'm glad to start off this cohort. What is this, Cohort 6?
Yes, Cohort 6.
Awesome.
Hey guys, I'm Mel Obermeyer. I was part of Cohort 2. I was on the advisory board, and I was also part of the ASAP leadership program. We raised money for autism research. I am at Queens College, double majoring in sociology and elementary ed. And like everyone has said, ASAP is amazing, and you will love all the benefits that you get, but just don't take advantage of it.
Well, my name is Claudia Ordonez, and I was also Cohort 2. I currently attend Queens College, and I'm a double major in psychology and sociology. And just like everybody else said, ASAP is an amazing program, and just take advantage of it.
Hi everybody, my name is Angela Marin. I'm currently at Queens College, double majoring in psychology and education. And like everyone said, ASAP is really great because not only do you make great friends, but your ASAP managers and everybody that here that guide you and walk you through the process. So nice meeting everybody.
Hi guys, I hope some of you guys remember from yesterday. My name is Gurpreet. I'm also from Cohort 2, ASAP. I was in the leadership program. I'm currently in Queens College, double majoring in psychology, social science, and also minoring in peer mentoring. So, I mean, honestly, my experience in ASAP was beyond amazing. Everyone's really cool, so just take advantage, I guess, okay?
Hi everyone, my name is Fatima, welcome. I recognize some of you from the high schools. I was helping with recruitment earlier this year, and also from the student union. So I'm a part of Cohort 1, that's way back, that's 2007. I started here then, 2007. Danielle was my student manager, and I majored in liberal arts and science. I then transferred to Queens College on 2 scholarships, the ASAP Transfer Scholarship and the Queens College Transfer Scholarship. And I majored in English Lit. So I attended Queens from 09 to 11. I graduated last year. And
where are you starting in the fall?
I will be starting in exactly 2 weeks, Teachers College, Columbia University, for graduate school. And I just wanted to let you guys know that the staff is really encouraging, and there's a lot of support that you receive from them, and I'm still in contact with them, as you can see. So please take advantage of everything that they're offering for you, because you will remain connected with them for years to come.
Give me a moment. Okay. Hi, I'm Danielle, and I helped recruit all of you guys. I'm getting those phone calls. Hi, this is Danny Marie. That was me. I'm in Cohort 4. I'm still here for the fall semester. I was on the leadership team, and I'm also in the chemistry research program. And love ASAP. Woo!
Hi everyone, my name is Nikisha St. Rose, and you guys probably remembered me from yesterday. I am a graduate from the ASAP program. I graduated this year, and I'm on to Baruch College to study accounting. And I just want to tell you guys, take advantage of the personalized experience you all will have with your student managers. They really make the process and advisement easier. So good luck.
Good morning to each and every one of you from Cohort 6. It's good to see all of you here again. As many of you know, I'm Robin, and I'm excited about today. I'll be working with you today, and just to let you know, I graduated from ASAP, from Queensboro, and I'm off to Hofstra's Honors College on scholarship.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Irva Saidi. I'm a Cohort 5. Last year, I was sitting in those seats. It wasn't nice. But I guarantee you guys, by the end of the semester, you guys are all going to feel like family, going to help each other. Trust me, because I know how it feels. And, yeah.
Good morning. My name is Susan Stewart. I'm Cohort 5, and I'm still in. And what I would say to you is respect your managers, keep up with your meetings, enjoy the perks, keep up with your GPA, and you'll be fine.
All right, so I'm going through the questions here, and You guys have some amazing, awesome questions, and a lot of the same questions too, which is fantastic. So everybody's really thinking ahead. You guys are thinking about your future, and you have a lot of questions about ASAP, which is fantastic. So just kind of started picking out some really, really pertinent questions, things I saw repeat themselves. So panel, I will turn to this side first. How often should you talk to your advisor?
Honestly, anytime you guys have a question, go to them. They will completely be there for you. They will answer your question, but just don't annoy them because then, you know, they're pretty much stabbing you in their head, so don't do that. Respect them and respect their space, but go to them anytime you want and they will help you. No doubt about it, okay?
Oh, good. But make an appointment.
On this side, how should I appropriately utilize my time as a full-time student and a full-time employee? Full-time student, full-time employee, how do they utilize their time?
Okay, being a full-time student take a lot out of you, and being a full-time employee also take a lot out of you. So I would say you need to have a time management system in place, and you want to write it down. You want to say, okay, this is the amount of time I'm going to spend to study on Tuesday, on a Wednesday. This is the amount of time I'm going to spend in commuting from work. So you want to have it step by step so that you don't waste time. So time management is critical. If you want to put it in your smartphone, it's in your BlackBerry, so that you know, okay, this is a timer, this is the time I'm going to spend studying. And the time that you set out to study is not for television, it's not for texting with the friends, or be on Facebook. You can't be on Facebook and be studying. Just stay focused in that zone in the time that you've allotted.
Over on this side, how can we find specific internships for our career choice?
The answer to that is Mr. Atkins, and he's in the back in the yellow shirt, and he's really good at helping you find different internships or he's good at helping you look for jobs that you might be interested in, whether they're part-time jobs as you're a full-time student or just an externship or an internship. He helped me get a few internships myself, so definitely utilize Mr. Atkins.
This is a very deep question, and I love it. What exactly will the college experience teach me?
Okay, so being in college, it's very different from high school, and you guys will soon see that. You'll be more focused, I think, because when you're in high school, there's a bunch of different classes that you're taking, but once you get to college, you're really focusing on your major and your interests. And I think that's what I enjoyed the most within the last 4 years. There were a lot of classes. For example, I don't like math. That's not a class my strongest subject. But I love English and I love, history, and I got to take a lot of those type of classes, and that really allowed me to, explore those different fields. So I think for the next couple of years, you'll be able to really develop all of your interests, and just remember, as we've all been saying, just be on top of things, and you guys will be fine. I mean, I think you're all going to do just great. So.
To add to what my colleague Fatima said, it's going to also teach you responsibilities, because when you have an assignment due, that professor don't want any excuse that, well, I had something to do or whatever. You need to be responsible and hand in your assignments on time.
Does ASAP pay for winter and summer courses?
Yes. Yes. Not always the books. No. Not always the books.
They pay for either a winter and a summer or 2 summers, but they do not pay for your books. That's something you may have to buy, but sometimes the teachers aren't that crazy about getting the book either way. But they do, and they do give you a Metro card, right? They still will give you your Metro card if you're taking a class.
Take advantage, I just want to let you guys know, take advantage of the summer classes. There's different sessions. You don't have to be there for the entire summer. But using at least one session, you're able to lighten the load of classes that you're taking in the fall. So if you were supposed to take 6 classes in the fall or 5, you'll be able to do 4, which is easier for you if you take a summer class. If they're going to be paying for it, I say take advantage of it.
What is the workload like for a summer winter course?
That is nothing. It is very easy. It's so light. It's one course, maybe two if you guys want. But I mean, honestly, take a class that you can enjoy and you don't have to like OD go crazy on it. Like I wouldn't recommend math or like a really like a 4-credit course, but maybe something just easy. That's like what do you call those?
Something that you're interested in.
Archery. Electives. Take an elective, and that's just easier because it goes towards your degree, but then it's also an easy class. So take those.
On this side here, how do I join student government? Okay, don't get student government reps here, so.
If you're interested in joining student government, I would recommend that you go to the Student Union Building, lower floor. Mr. Ray Vollel is the director for student activities. So you go there are a lot of paperwork that you have to fill out, but the first thing you want to do as well is you have to network. Start in your classes. Your classmates should know who you are. Try talking to them and find out what their interests are, what are the changes that they would like to see on campus, because when you're a student government, you're not representing you, but it's a bigger cause. You're representing the students that you sit in classrooms with, that you represent. So the first thing you want to do is network, because they're the ones that have to vote for you, okay?
If I don't like my professors, can I change my class?
No. There is like a withdrawal period for your classes, so yes, you can. I think that they notify you. I think it's like, actually, ASAP does notify you when your drop period ends. So you could withdraw from your classes. You could also do this at the very beginning of your semester. If you don't like your teacher, or you already see that there's something wrong, don't stay in the class. Don't do it, because you might just be screwing yourself over. Just go tell your ASAP, your ASAP manager that you want to get out of a class, or if you want to switch a class and there's a chance that you could switch into another class, do so. Don't screw yourself over. Don't keep your mouth shut. If you don't like a professor, or you know you have this feeling that it's not going to go well, switch yourself out. Make it easier on yourself.
I don't know if any of you guys know, but there's a website called ratemyprofessor.com. I think you guys should all use it. Do it before you sign up for any of your classes. You could just go to your school, or you just go to the school and then you go to your professor. Honestly, I feel like the ratings are pretty good, right? I think I've gotten all my really good professors from that. It's an easier way, so that way you don't have to go through that whole withdrawal. Just look them up. It's a lot easier. I think it was really good for me. Yeah. Go ahead.
When you guys are registering, sometimes you don't see the professor. I highly recommend this, because I actually just screwed myself over when I registered for Hunter. Don't choose staff. Do not choose staff. Don't you dare choose staff, because you will probably end up with a not so good professor. So staff, you're gonna see it like when you're registering, it's gonna have the name of the teacher on the side, the professor that you're gonna get on CUNY first. If you see staff, you gotta go to your manager. I usually go to my manager. I went to Danielle one time, like, I see staff, I don't know. It seems like a good time to go to the class, but I'm not sure. So we waited until she gave me a few names of the teachers that I should be going to. I looked them up on Rate My Professor. I chose my right teachers, and that's how I got out of the school, graduated from here. That sounds horrible, just to get out. But yeah, don't choose staff. Go to your managers, ask them what to do, because you might end up with a teacher that you don't want to end up with.
I just wanted to add 2 things. So I've used Rate My Professor. It's good to give you a general idea. Don't read too much into it, though, because I've had some professors that were amazing and did not get the best ratings. So don't read too much into it. Glance at it. I did that every semester just to get an idea, but you're not really going to know what the professor is like 100% until you go to the class. They were suggesting that mainly because they don't want you to have to drop and do crazy stuff later on. But I would say still again, don't read too much into it because there are amazing professors out there, and Rate My Professor might say something completely different or, not exactly what you're looking for. And if you have a professor that you're not, there isn't the best relationship, I'm afraid that you guys might think that you can just drop an ad and go crazy with a whole bunch of different classes. There will be professors that you may not connect with, but I think the best option for just having a good relationship with all of your professors would be talk to them. Don't just go to class and then leave and then just take your exams, because they need to see that you're interested not only in the class, but that you're keeping up with your own, again, that relationship with them. They're not gonna like it if you're just coming and then not even speaking with them, and by the end of the semester, you're surprised at why you got the grade that you got. I mean, I know it's difficult. Some people don't like talking and being, loud or proactive, and you're gonna learn to be proactive in this program. But I'm just saying that keep that in mind, that you need to, keep talking to them, and that will help a lot. That will help your grade a lot in the end. If you're borderline and they see that you've been trying the entire semester, that you've been, emailing them and asking them questions and meeting with them during their office hours, that will help your grade. That's what I just wanted to tell you guys, so keep that in mind.
I think also, just to keep in mind that when we talk about the college experience, we talked about that earlier, a lot of it is also challenging yourself and being able to go into a classroom and feel like, you know what, math isn't my thing. It's the first day. The professor's going kind of quick. And then, sometimes we get that instinct where we get anxiety and we just kind of want to run away. But a lot of the experiences that we have in college are about challenging ourselves. I can speak from my experience when I was in college. I was a good student, but my first semester in college, I didn't get to pick my schedule. It was given to me. I didn't know who my professors were. And I had a couple classes that were not my strongest subjects. And I was terrified. But I stuck with it for the entire semester, and I did all right. And I wound up on the dean's list for my first semester. So a lot of times it's just about pushing yourself. And through those experiences, I was able to say, okay, you know what? If I got through that crazy professor, I'll get through all these other challenges that are going to be presented to me during college.
Also, you could guys ask your friends if they know a good professor, and if you have difficulties with the class, talk to the professor. He might or she might help you. If you have a problem with math, they might tell you go to a math center, give you extra credit, stuff like that. There are people out there that are willing to help you.
I think also, to add on to that too, every professor here, I'm actually also faculty here on campus, so I know how it is to be hired as a faculty member. And every professor you have here, it's very different from high school, right? In high school, your teachers are trained to be teachers. In college, it's very different. They are trained to be experts in their field. So chances are they've maybe never taken an education course. Maybe they don't give notes because that's not part of what they do. They're experts in their field. They're published in their field. They've spent their entire lives dedicated to that study in that particular field. So when you walk into a college classroom for the first time, you might say, oh, this is there's no PowerPoint, there are no handouts, and it's going to be very different. But that doesn't mean that the learning experience or the learning process is not as good. You're going to have a great experience because you're going to learn different learning styles and different techniques in the classroom and be able to, work with different faculty members, especially if you're taking a bio class and you want to get into some area of biology, if you're interested in teaching biology or being a doctor or anything like that, those are the faculty members you want to kind of get in good with. Those are the people who can write you reference letters down the line. Those are the people who you want to be going to their office hours with and talking to. Faculty members are huge resources on this campus, and so it's really, really your responsibility as a student to get in touch with them and to really talk to them. I still have relationships with professors from when I was an undergrad in college. And it's kind of cool because now we're kind of colleagues. They're teaching at one college, I'm teaching at this college, and so we can discuss certain issues. So keep that in mind. It's really important because you don't want to be in a situation where you need a reference letter and you have nobody to ask. So keep good relationships with your faculty members. Something else I want to say about the withdrawal period. There's the first couple weeks, there's the add drop period where you can change schedules if things are open. But I will warn you that a lot of things aren't open right now. So things were a little different a few years ago. We didn't have as a large enrollment, just the college in general. So it's a little hard to do add drop right now, especially because you're getting your textbooks today. So I do strongly warn against you for doing that this semester. But there is a withdrawal period. Withdrawal period ends in November, where you can withdraw from a class, but it does affect your financial aid. And if you don't get that money back. You lose the money, and if you withdraw from classes, you are taking time away from your progression to graduation. When part of this program, we want you to graduate in less than 3 years. We won't fund you after 3 years. Now, our personal goal as advisors, we want you 2.5. We want you out the door with that degree. But be careful that you don't excessively withdraw. You know, I withdrew from a class once in college. That was from my 4 years. I did it once. One time, not so bad, but you don't want to make it a habit. Now, obviously, if something's going on in your life, God forbid, you have a huge problem, personal problem, don't be one of those students that disappear. You want to, you know, catch me or Vicky or Melissa or Rosanna or Mr. Williams and talk to us about what's going on, because sometimes, you know, if God forbid something's going on in your life and you need to withdraw from classes, that might be the best option, because if you don't, you're looking at failing out and then be on academic probation. So that's something you know, a conversation obviously we're going to have in our advisement meetings with your students. That's a huge conversation that will keep going throughout your whole time here in ASAP. Let's go to... well, good segue. What will the student managers explain to us? Everything.
Your student manager can explain to you, well, most of you already know the outline of the program. So you go to your student manager and you meet with her once a month or twice a month, whatever she says to you, keep doing it. And you're going to follow the system of understanding your classes, understanding the time that you have to meet with each one. You're going to also understand what her role is for you. What she has to do for you is to help you graduate. So whatever problems or whatever you occur, you go to her and you speak to her, because she's there for that. If you go to your friends might give you a different outlook on what your manager needs to do. So you need to be in sync with your own manager. Okay?
Yes.
Yeah, sure. I also suggest with the student managers, yes, they can tell you anything pretty much, but like, for example, when you're getting ready to start to transfer, don't be so reliable on them telling you exactly what you need for your new school, because they're not in that school. So if you need to do research, make sure you guys are proactive and do your research, because that's, once you leave here, you know, they're helping you while you're here, and they can possibly help you while you're out, because I am getting that help. But like, just be proactive when you leave. Make sure you do research with your major when you want to go to another school. And then they can help you through that process once you find out that information. Don't expect them, oh, well, now I'm going to a CUNY college, so maybe they know all this stuff about this CUNY college, and then they can tell me. Just make sure you map everything out so you don't end up with extra classes later on. It's okay if that happens, but just make sure you do that, because it'll help you in the long run.
So we're getting into the questions about transfer. We have a lot of questions here about the transfer process. So I kind of want to keep having that conversation a little bit, because they keep coming. Every index card, it's like the same question coming up. How do I transfer this school? How do I transfer that school? So there was a few questions here about Baruch. Nikisha just got into Baruch, and Stefanie just did. But Nikisha, you're in the Zicklin school, so maybe you want to talk a little bit about your experience with that.
Okay, for students who are interested in transferring to Baruch to be in the Zicklin program, the best major I would say to do here would be Business Administration, BT1, because it's a transfer program. And basically you do most classes that you need for Zicklin. The only class you may not do is like calculus, but I'll recommend that you guys please take calculus here, because we have an amazing math center, and these students, really, tutors there, they really help you. At Baruch, you don't want to take math there. You don't want to take pre-calculus at Baruch, and you don't want to take calculus at Baruch, because I have friends who actually transferred there like a year ago, and up to now they can't pass their math there. So I'll recommend, even though calculus is not in your program here, it'll be best if you could take it here and then transfer there. It will be easier. You will already be, you'll already have all the classes for Zicklin, and then you'll just apply and be accepted into Zicklin.
Okay. I just want to add, because I'm actually in a different school in Baruch, so I can give you a little insight on that. Before I go into transferring, just make sure that you guys do what you need to do first here and graduate from here first before you start actually thinking about transferring to another school. Like, I understand that you want to have goals and stuff, but make sure that you do exactly what you need to do to make sure you graduate first from here. So now going on to Baruch. So now I'm in Baruch, and I'm actually in the Weissman School. I was going to go to Zicklin, but I ended up doing something totally off base and different. I'm doing this business communications program. It's called Corporate Communications. It's corporate comm. So what happens when you transfer to Baruch is there's going to be two schools, if she said that already, I'm not sure. But there's Zicklin, Weissman, and then there's a public affairs school. When you want to transfer to Baruch, what happens is when you transfer, you get into the Baruch school. Then you have to stay for 1 semester, and then from that semester, you will get into either school. If you're going into Weissman, if you just go to the registrar and apply for Weissman, they'll put you in right away, because Weissman isn't so detailed as Zicklin. Zicklin, you're going to have to do a whole program. Like she said, business administration is probably the best thing for you to do here if you want to go to Zicklin. Most likely, everybody goes to Zicklin. The only reason why I'm not going is because I'm doing a business communication. So if you're into like public relations and PR, marketing, advertising with the public relations, like what I'm doing, Weissman would be good for you. I suggest if you're going to Baruch, just go onto the website. There's 3 tiers, Tier 1, Tier 2, and Tier 3. They'll give you all of the, what's it called, the core classes that you need, and it ended up that while I was here, I took all those classes, and then my last semester here, that's when I looked at the tiers, and I saw that there were some classes that I needed to change, and this was like 2 weeks after we had registered for classes, so I ended up taking like 20 credits last semester to match everything that they wanted, and now I end up I only have 10 classes left to take there, so I might graduate within 1.5 years instead of 2 years, because I ended up looking at the tiers, making sure everything was done, checked everything off. So now I might graduate a semester ahead. So that works out perfectly. So I think that you should just check everything before you sign up for classes and stuff. Just look into it.
With that said, we do run every semester, at the end of every semester, we do run transfer workshops where we do explain the transfer process to students and what that's like and what to expect. I do have to reiterate, because there were a couple of questions in this index card that they frightened me a little bit. You're an ASAP. You signed an enrollment agreement. Well, you signed an intent to enroll that you were joining this program. Today, you're signing your official enrollment agreements and your contracts. So we expect you to graduate from this program before you transfer. So that means you're here, you're committing to being here for 2 years, or 2.5 or 3, however long it takes you. There were some questions about graduating early. That's when we talked about winter and summer classes. That's your opportunity. So if you want to get out earlier, take those winter, take those summer. We're starting everybody off with about 12, 15 credits for a semester, just to get your feet wet. If 12 credits are a breeze for you and you're like, I'm bored, I need more classes, then you know what, as the semester goes on, then when we register you for the spring, we're going to add a couple classes on, so we can get you out early, because we want you to have that degree. We don't want you to leave here without a degree, and that's very, very important, especially with the way things are in CUNY and when you're thinking about transferring to schools that are outside of CUNY. We have a bunch of people at Queens right now, or graduate from Queens, so maybe you could talk a little bit about the Queens process, transfer process.
For me, Queens College transferring was, to say the least, wasn't very pleasant. It sucks because once you are transferring, because there's always that deadline that you have to want to get into classes earlier. But transferring, it's hell because then you have to do the orientation, you have to do introduce to the college, meet people, this and that, and then they give you permission to get to classes. So you have to be on top of your game. There's no joke about it. You have to know when to go somewhere, when to meet people, financial aid, burst. So you have to introduce yourself to everybody. I didn't know I was supposed to do that, so that was kind of like hectic for me. Just know your stuff, where to go, who to meet, and just, yeah, that's it.
On this side over here, how are you graded in your classes? How are you graded in your classes?
Okay, so the grade breakdown for each class will probably be different depending on the professor. So they may on the syllabus, it'll have everything that you need to know. So it'll say 20% goes towards, your first paper or your first exam, and then maybe 10% for participation or attendance, something like that. So each class, the breakdown will be different, but everything will be on the syllabus. If you have any questions about it, ask the professor. And if you're wondering if you are, midway into the semester, if you're getting full points for your participation and they're like, well, you're lacking a little bit, then you know to just, participate more in the class. And that way you can assure that you're getting the full percentage towards the end. So I would say you should be speaking with your professors throughout the semester, but midway into the semester would be a good time to just figure out how you're doing with them. Aside from your exams and papers, you can always meet with them, email them, whatever it might be, and just figure out if you're getting, all of the other stuff on the side, like your attendance and participation, everything like that. But yeah, everything you need to know will be on the syllabus.
I just want to add to what Fatima said. Attendance and participation is very important because even though it's just 10% of your grade, it makes a difference between an A and an A minus, and your GPA is really important.
I have one more thing to say. Okay, so basically being involved with your teachers and talking to them every day, I know it might sound weary for some people, but it really does help because there's a lot of classes where I had to talk to my professors and I found out where I was and keep on track and be on time and be ahead of what you were doing in that class, because it's always good to know where you're at so you can improve before the end of the semester. You're not struggling for more points or a better grade.
One other thing, keep in mind at what point your professor is going to take attendance. Some professors take attendance in the first 10 minutes of class, and after 15 minutes you're late. So at the end, you don't want to be surprised when he said you have to repeat the class because you didn't comply with what he wants in his classroom. So pay attention to that. Pay attention also to how he puts the notes on the board. Some professors, after 30 minutes, they erased it. So pay attention. Your notes is important. You are here so that you can go out in the workforce and be a better person. So take responsibility to that, okay?
There's a lot of questions coming up here about what you need to major in, or what you need to major in to pursue a certain career, or what classes do you need to get a degree in this particular major. Also questions on should your advisor know about where you want to transfer to. All of those questions, that is what your student manager meetings are about. So those meetings where you're going to be meeting with us twice a month, those are the things we're going to talk about. So what is required for your major? What do you need to get a degree? What's required for you to head towards this career goal? And those conversations, teamed with your meetings with Mr. Atkins, it's where we're going to combine your academics and your career goals. And so we're going to be working together and having those conversations. So all those questions that I saw here about that, we'll be answering those and working with you to answer those questions while you're here. Did you want to add something? Yeah.
Go ahead. She forgot.
Oh, okay.
I wanted to add something to that, though.
Yeah.
What she said?
Yeah.
She was saying that some professors write on the board and they erase. I actually wanted to say that some professors sometimes don't write at all. So that's if you have been here, you already know that. If you haven't been here and you're fresh out of high school, just keep that in mind. Some professors here do not write on the board, or they'll write specific key things, but you gotta listen to them. Listen to how they talk, listen to what they're saying, write it down, because some of that stuff is very crucial and stuff you're gonna see on your exams, stuff you're gonna need for papers and so on. So you wanna keep a real good ear to what your professors are saying.
Sorry. I suggest that when you take these classes, I know from a question from back before when we said like tough professors, I actually suggest that you stick it out sometimes, because once you get to your transfer college, if you decide to transfer, it's not going to probably be as easy as it was here. So I suggest that you prepare for it by taking these tough professors and trying to stick it out. About the absences and stuff, it's depending on what professor you have. I know most of the time that I've been here, if it's like 4 days a week, I think it's 4 absences and you fail, right? Yeah. So just know 3?
Depends on how many times the class meets.
Yeah. Most of the time, I like the ones that are 4 days a week, like Monday through Thursday, the 4 absences you fail. And if you do 2 latenesses, that equals 1 absence. So just make sure you pay attention to those things too. Those are really crucial. Just like they said, it's important for your grade.
Especially if you have an 8 a.m. class. We all know MTA is not very reliable.
Yeah.
We all know if you're driving, we all know that traffic is just awful. So wake up early. I woke up at 5 a.m. when I was in college to get to class on time. And a lot of times I got there early, so I went to the cafeteria, got a little breakfast, and that's how I got by. But I never failed a class. So sometimes you have to make that sacrifice. If you feel this semester that the times you're taking classes don't work for you, then next semester make sure you don't take classes at those times. So if 8 a.m. is not working for you this semester, don't pick an 8 a.m. class next semester. If it does work for you, then great. So those are things you'll have to explore as you're transitioning here.
Yeah, another thing, just think about the fact that when you're taking classes, you have to think of it as your job. So if you need to be there at a specific time, you be there at that time, because what's going to happen when you have a job and you have to get there at that specific time? They're not going to give you marks if they're just going to want to get rid of you. So another thing, just like they said, some teachers do it 10 minutes. I've had professors who do it 8 on the dot. Like they start right when they look at their clock and they're like 8, okay, ready, and they start calling names. And they know you by now, so not only will they wait until your name, but they can just check you out right away, and once you come, that's it. Like you're considered late, or sometimes they give you an absence. So you have to be particular on knowing what professors do what. You just need to pay attention.
All right, so we have a few questions. Very similar. I'm going to these are 2 separate questions. I'm going to kind of ask them together to this side. Is college as difficult as people say? Is the college workload more than high school? Is college as difficult as what people say? Is the college workload more than high school?
College is not difficult when you're not afraid to ask questions, which is probably the theme that you've noticed that we've all been mentioning. Ask questions, everybody. If you're confused about something, ask a question. Go to your student managers, go to your professors. They are here to help you. They want you to succeed. And in high school, I know sometimes you have the feeling that maybe you're just sort of being pushed along the way, like they're just sort of passing you to get you out of the room. In college, you're an adult. You're all adults now, and you'll be treated like adults. So the workload will be difficult at times. There will be times when you're going to have to burn the midnight oil, and you're not going to go outside. Yeah, I read too many like history books. But anyway, you're going to have to cancel plans with friends. You may find out who your real friends are, because you may have to stay in a couple weekends to study, write papers, and then you'll be able to hang out. But keep your priorities straight, and it won't be as difficult as you hear rumors about. So that's my 2 cents for that.
Everyone thinks that college is difficult, and walking into it, I was, very shy and everything, and not, hold on, I don't think. Anyway, So I'm very shy and everything, but do ask questions. Like, it took me a while to warm up to my manager, my ASAP managers, and the whole ASAP program. But the ASAP program, instead of like pushing you out the door, they actually want to guide you through the whole process. So if you have questions, by all means, but by appointment, ask them, and anything that you're wary about, it's always good to be on top of everything. Like I said before, take responsibility. And the workload can be really hard at times, but if you are focused and pay attention and always are warmed up to your teachers and understand what's going on in the classroom, then you should succeed.
The workload is a little difficult. A lot of people say, oh, I'm taking 5 classes, it's nothing, you know, because when you go to high school, you take a little bit more. But it's actually a little bit heavy. Sometimes if you're not really good on a subject, this is what I recommend, go to tutoring. If you're not good at math, go to tutoring. If you're not good at speaking a language, go to tutoring, talk to your professors. If you can't write an essay, email your professors. A lot of professors are actually very welcoming and let you come in on their office hours, and they take time out of their lunch and stuff just to help you out. So don't be afraid of talking to a professor on their time or on whatever time you have available, and don't be afraid of going to tutoring, because it really, really does help. I am one of those people who I'm like very proud, and I am crappy at math, so that does not really mix well, but with Danielle's help, I actually started going to tutoring and making it happen, and I actually graduated. So don't be afraid of going there. They help you so much. So yeah.
Okay, when I got to college, I used to come home and be like, I hate college, it's so hard. I have no friends here because I came here and I didn't come with anybody from high school. So I didn't really know anybody, and then ASAP came along, and we have do they still have ASAP classes? Mm-hmm. Okay, so you're gonna love it because of the, you're gonna have your ASAP class. Well, you're gonna meet people in your class, and then you might realize, oh, they're in my English class, which is not part of ASAP. So you get to learn the people around you, so it makes it easier. Like me and Claudia were talking, we're like, you make a friend, make one to your left, one to your right, one behind, just in case someone's absent. But you always have your safety net people right next to you, and that also helps you get by.
Actually, Fatima, while you're up there, you can add, I'm also, this will be, I think, our final question, because it correlates. Since college is serious, can it also be fun?
Okay. So for the first question that these ladies were answering in terms of how difficult it is, it can be difficult at times, like they've said, but as long as you remain on top of things, you'll be fine. Time management is key. And with setting aside time for studying, you also need to set aside time to relax your brain. Because if during finals week, it gets hectic. And if you know you're going to be doing maybe 3 papers for a class, or there's like 4 exams and within 2 days. Yes, of course, study, but set aside time for either, if you enjoy watching movies, go see a movie, or maybe, take a nap. I love naps. They're so good. So do that for yourself, because if you're not well rested and if you're just tensed all the time, you're not going to absorb the information that you need. So there needs to be an equal amount of time for, relaxation, but also focusing on your classes. In terms of if college can be fun, is that?
Yeah, can it be fun?
College can be a lot of fun. Like I said, I enjoyed the last 4 years, both here and at Queens College. There's a lot of things going on campus. I know some of you might just want to go to class
the club fair.
And then leave. But of
Wednesday
course,
on the track, the club fair.
There's the club fair. Okay, there's the club fair. There's a lot of performances that actually happen in here, in this very theater. I remember my first semester, there was I like jazz, I like music, and there was a free performance in between classes, and I was like, okay, I'll just come and see it. There's a lot of stuff again going on campus, and yeah, there's fairs, and there's I think they do student union throws parties and stuff sometimes. During finals week, they do a lot for you just to have you de-stress and be relaxed. So yeah, just look for flyers around campus. There'll be a lot of things that the flyers will give you a lot of information, and then if you're just thinking about maybe about the clubs, things like that, ask your student manager, and they'll direct you to who you need to speak with.
Also, sorry, I've been dying to say this. Yeah, the trips, guys.
Just do it. No,
do
wait,
it.
no.
Can we talk about the trips?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. ASAP, you know.
We don't have as many as we used to.
Okay. Maybe not as many as, you know, when I was here in Cohort 2, but you will get a chance to experience, you know, a Broadway play here and there.
No, not that.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Museums?
Dude, that's what I told you.
Museums, guys. The museum trips. And free stuff. Yeah, museums and free stuff. Yeah. So, yeah.
If you have ideas for trips that are of no cost to our program, please let us know, because we could put them together for you if there's enough outcry for them. In the past, we would spend a lot of money and arrange these trips, and then a lot of students last minute couldn't go, they canceled, whatever, and so we did lose the money for those trips. So if there are things you have in mind that are like insanely cheap or of no cost, then we can definitely do it. You guys have those free monthly Metro cards. That's your transportation, free transportation. You can use it any day, any time. It's a monthly Metro card. Yeah, was there a question? All right, well, you can bring that up with your student manager. And Robin, you want to add to that? That college is fun because you had your mic?
College can be a lot of fun. One of the things that ASAP do is help you to be a balanced person. And you have to have balance in there. So you must have some form of entertainment. There are tons of entertainment that happen here on campus. When you have some free time, I would encourage you to go to the Student Union building. But just a little warning, you don't want your play to be more than what you spend in studying. So while there have to be a balance, your major focus have to be your academics, okay? But network, there are tons of things to do. And remember, you need to eat well because you have to feed the brain. You must do some form of physical activity. There's a sports team. There are many different things. Many of you may not know we have a pool on campus. We have a full state-of-the-art gym on campus. And all these services are free to you as a Queensborough student. So you want to utilize it and balance it. Have some entertainment, study hard, play hard, and network.
So,
Quiet.
Quiet. Shh. All right, so I just want to, you have one more thing to add?
Sorry. One note, you guys, you're student managers, all right? There's an old saying, don't ever piss off your nurse, your lawyer, your mother. That list now includes student managers, all right? Seriously, they are godsend women who are going to help you in every possible way, listen to your crap, listen about classes, your emotional life, your boyfriends, your girlfriends, whatever. They're going to take it in. Give them your time and patience. Don't annoy them, because trust me, they're working hard, and there's a lot of you guys. And ASAP keeps them. Respect them, seriously. They are, I'm telling you, they've been so helpful. And now it's just like, it's only your student manager. Mine was Mel. She was obviously freaking amazing. But then Izzo was cool. I had her with leadership. We talked about a lot of stuff and stuff that bothered me and whatnot. Rosanna's really cool. Don't piss her off either. She doesn't take a shit. She'll tell you to your face, like, shut the hell up and go sit down. But seriously, they're really cool women. Just give them your time. Don't piss them off. Take appointments. And yeah, don't want an angry email. They will be don't piss off your student managers, all right? That's it.
All right, so we had a latecomer. I'm just going to quickly introduce him. This is Mr. Jason Castillo. He was running a little late. He's another ASAP grad on your way to Queens College. Right, on his way to Queens College. So let's give a round of applause. These people here volunteered their time to come here and talk to you guys. They want to give back to the program. I really, really hope that, in 2 years from now, you'll have your degree in hand, or 2.5 years from now, and you'll want to come back and give back, and we'll see you on this stage.